Hello YouTube, DVJ Dead here, and I'm doing a response to Movie Music 007's top 10 favorite horror movies, but mine is a top 11. Sorry about that. The reason why is because there was one I just really did not want to leave out. So yeah, and honorable mentions, Watchers, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play 1 and 2, and Night of the Living Dead. So yeah, and another thing, I don't have movies like Jaws or Silence of the Lambs because I don't consider them horror movies. I consider them thrillers. So yeah. Alright, so number 11, which I hate to have it this low, but it is a great movie, amazing movie, and that is Wreck. My second favorite zombie film, or yeah, probably. Wreck is just a great movie. If you haven't watched it, you need to see it. Yeah, amazing, a really great movie. It is a really great short horror movie. I think it's 78 minutes. It's pretty bloody on some scenes. Really scary. Probably the scariest movie I have on my list. So yeah, that's another good thing. And yeah, you need to see this movie if you haven't. It's so great. And see this before you see Quarantine, because yeah, this would be the original, and yeah, it is foreign, but it's great. Just see it. Alright, number 10, which I'm gonna I'm gonna get killed for having it this low, and it is Halloween. Yes, I love this movie, but you know, it's just really low because I find it really great. Usually on Halloween night or during October maybe, but yeah, this movie is great, and if you haven't watched it, you need to, because everyone's seen it. And yeah, this movie's really awesome the first time you see it. It's great, but it's always great just to watch it when you haven't watched it in a long time. I always like having like anniversaries with this movie. So yeah, Halloween, it's a great movie. If you haven't watched it, see it. Alright, number 9 is a remake, but a great one, a great horror remake, and that's The Fly. I really enjoyed this movie. I loved it. Really disgusting, but you know, it's a great movie, and it's one that you definitely need to watch because yeah, I haven't watched the original, but I do plan on seeing the original because it has Vincent Price, and Vincent Price is the man. So yeah, but yeah, The Fly, this one, David Cronenberg, just amazing. I love it. And if you haven't watched it, see it right now. It's a great movie. Number 9, The Fly. Number 8, which is another one I have pretty low, but seems to be a lot of people's favorite, and that is The Exorcist. I really love this movie, and that's why it's on my top 10 favorite horror movies. I find it really fun to watch. Yes, I do. I don't find it that scary. Like, it says the scariest movie of all time. I don't consider it that because I find some parts of it funny, but it's just great. And it's not really violent at all, but it's so just great. I love it. It's a pretty intense movie. Yeah, so if you don't see this, go die. And if you have seen this, let the power of Christ compel you. Alright, okay. The Exorcist, number 8. Number 7, which, yeah, I had a tough fight with this in number 6. But yeah, number 7 is The Thing, another horror remake. But this movie is just amazing. I love this movie. I plan on watching this again because it has been a while since I've seen this movie. I may watch it here in a little bit. But yeah, this movie's so just awesome. So bloody, so freaking just crazy. It's awesome. You need to see this. I think it's John Carpenter's best movie. And yeah, it's my favorite John Carpenter movie, and please, just please see it. I don't know why I did that. Alright. Number 6 would just barely missed my list. I love this movie. My personal favorite slasher movie, that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie is just so awesome, and that's why it's my favorite slasher. Yeah, this is a really fun, just like short horror movie, and it's actually not really bloody at all. But the back of it, if you read the back of it, it says, alright, you can't read it, but it says it has been called grisly, sick, and perverse, as well as raw. Unshakable. I do agree with The Sick and probably Raw and Unshakable, but not the Grizzly and like. I mean, well, I guess the subject matter is just grisly, but not like the violence itself. But it's still an awesome movie. Probably, well, not the best '70s horror movie, but right up there. It's barely misses it. It's so great. Just please see it. Probably the best independent horror movie. Just see it. Alright, number 5, which just made my list not too long ago. An American Werewolf in London. I just love this movie. Really great movie. I'm working on a short film called The Frog, and yeah, this and The Fly really inspired me to make that. So yeah, and I'm almost done with it, so it'll be on YouTube pretty soon. So yeah, An American Werewolf in London. Please see this movie. It is awesome. It is just amazing. Probably the best. Well, not up there. Almost the best '80s horror movie. Probably, yeah, third best '80s horror movie. See it. It's awesome. Number 4, which is another just gory horror movie, Dawn of the Dead. If you haven't watched this, you need to see it. It is just awesome. My favorite cut of the movie is probably the extended, because I mean the extended is just so great. It's how George A. Romero made it to be, and yeah, and the European cut is also great. But one thing with that is Dario Argento really just cut it like all the scenes with the character development and dialogue, and just made it just an action gore fest basically. But yeah, Dawn of the Dead is amazing. If you haven't watched it, you need to. Alright, number 3, this had a big fight with number 3 and number 2, but number 3 is Psycho. I just love this movie. Probably the second best horror movie, because it is better than number 2, but number 2 I just like a little bit more. But Psycho is amazing. See this movie right now if you haven't. But yeah, I do consider it a horror movie now. I mean, back at its time, it was probably scary to some viewers, because my grandma said it scared her when she saw it. So yeah, it is a great movie. Psycho, really great, just thrilling. I don't think it's Alfred Hitchcock's best, but you know, it's great. Vertigo is his masterpiece, but Psycho is awesome. Alright, number 2, which just went higher on my list, the Evil Dead movies. The only reason I have them both up here is because I can't choose, but Evil Dead 2 is more of a comedy horror, but Evil Dead 1 is just awesome. See this movie if you haven't. Evil Dead is just awesome. The goriest movie I have on my list. And yeah, it's completely gory, and you need to see it if you haven't. It's just an awesome movie, as well as the second one. They're both great movies, and yeah, I love Evil Dead. It's just awesome. They're awesome movies, really entertaining. And for number 1, drum roll, which y'all all know what my number 1 is, The Shining. Yeah. I know this is a lot of people's favorite horror movie, but I just love this movie. It's so great. Stanley Kubrick just has, I don't know, you would watch all of his movies and think he wouldn't really know what to do with a horror film, but he just uses the scariest music, the scariest scenes, and the camera work was, you know, just the way he shot some of the scenes, it was just scary. It's awesome. Just see this movie. This movie is amazing. Best horror movie ever made. My favorite. And yeah, I'm gonna stop the video. I hope you enjoyed that video. That was my top 11 favorite horror movies. And yeah, this was a response to Movie Music 007. And see you later, YouTube.